Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. And yes, just when you thought 2020 couldn't get any wilder, Jose Canseco is talking about throwing himself into the mix and running for the President of the United States, pontificating some political thoughts about 20 hours ago and then going full board to now trending on Twitter. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a bunch of other stories. We're going to take your questions and comments. So get in your questions and comments now, guys. You know how it works. Maybe we'll get through all of them. Maybe we won't. But I do want to remind everybody before we get to, a Canseco Twitter storm. A Canseco Twitter storm, guys. Wait till you read some of this stuff. It's pretty wild. I'm fully demonetized on this platform. So $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. We also use this as a super chat mechanism. So if you want to get a super chat in, we check it while we're doing this. They've taken that away from me. Carissa, we read yours last time. Thank you so much. Thanks to everybody who's donated. Patty, always a great supporter. You keep it up, Patty. Thank you for constantly tuning in. Heather Johnson says, I really can relate to what you say and do. Have fun on your road trip. I can't wait to get on the road. Let's just hope those plates come in the next couple of business days. All right. So before we get into Jose Canseco 2020 and how he's literally saying he can't F anything up any worse. Kind of funny. You know, for those who aren't familiar, before we get into these other stories, who Jose Canseco is, I think Jose Canseco gets a raw deal. I mean, I must have been 8 or 9 years old when I met Jose Canseco at a signing. You know, this was the Bash Brother era. This is before everybody knew he was on steroids, before he came out in his book, Juiced. But the bottom line was, he was the first guy in the 40-40 club. He was extremely exciting to watch as a kid. And he and Mark McGwire were baseball icons for the time. And there's a lot of other things going on with Canseco, by the way. One of the funnier things is, it's in my Twitter feed, is you can say what you want about the guy, but he is a competitor. I remember he did fight Dream MMA versus a giant kickboxer who'd fought some other really, I think that Fedor fought the same guy. But this guy just, pummeled Canseco. But Canseco went in there and gave it his best. So say what you want about Jose Canseco 2020, and we will. All right. Before we get into that, let's start going through some of these stories that I wanted to hit up because I think they're important. Before we get into billionaires winning big, we're going to go to ball damage. So as a lot of you guys know, I think the coronavirus is very real. It looks like it is dissipated. A lot of people have pointed to the quickness of its dissipation to the fact that outside of a laboratory, it didn't survive very long. However, we still don't really know the long-term effects. And now there are these studies that are more and more coming to light. I mean, I know people were talking about this literally months ago, that it can actually damage a man's fertility by changing sperm-making cells in the testicles. Now, again, I don't know what to believe with this thing, right? If you watched my video yesterday, you saw that there are Italian medical professionals that say this is really a bacterial infection. We've had the doctors out of Dallas come out and say, listen, I shot my patients with antibiotics and it seemed to work. And to me, again, it's all about medical freedom, okay? Now, in light of that, I think it's important that we talk about this. Elon Musk is calling for the breakup of Amazon because they were refusing to publish a book which was questioning, basically the lockdown and this coronavirus, right? And remember, I've never been pro-lockdown. I never said, hey, you need to stay in your house. I always thought that the solution would be way worse than the virus, and I think that's now become extremely apparent. But at the same time, there are places that just weren't affected and people denying that anything happened with it. And I think that's also probably a naive move, because I do think this is a predator class operation. And if another virus is released on a mass scale that isn't, COVID-19, but they'll say it's a mutated form and it's deadlier, I mean, watch out. I mean, all bets are off with these people. But at the same time, if it is, more lethal, etc., but vitamin C, steroids, antibiotics, ibuprofen, all these things actually still work on it, that's also a problem because Bill Gates wants you to take some unproven vaccine for some reason. So weird he wants to do that. He's such a good guy. So anyway, Elon Musk, who I don't think we should be propping up as any kind of a demagogue either, right? Elon Musk, he seems to be being propped up as like some sort of a savior. He's the digital savior, right? Now that Elon Musk says that Amazon needs to be broken up because they won't publish a book, well, now people are paying attention. Excuse me? How many Amazon stores have been taken down? Think about InfoWars Amazon store, number one. But also think about all the documentary films that they used to carry from people like TruthStream Media. Even Cernovich's Hoaxed was there, and they took it down. Why? And I'm not, trying to defend some of the things Cernovich has done, but I'm about more speech, not about restricting speech. And Amazon is one of those companies, it doesn't pay taxes. And not only that, when you look at all these big tech companies that aren't paying taxes and working with the government, right, and allowing the government to take vast amounts of data through their track, trace, and database programs that you can't even understand. Remember, we just did that special on Mainway and Norris Insight Systems showing you this is a multi-decade process, okay? But during all this, what? Billionaires, when I say this, I mean COVID 1984, billionaires have regained $565 billion in wealth. They've consolidated power, folks. The automation nation, now with a bunch of people that are going to be forced out of work and on the dole forever, which is their plan, this UBI, this basically, let's give up humanity, okay? And let's make it more difficult for everybody to live. And by the way, your free money's not going to be so free because what? You'll have to jump through these government hoops. At the same time, what? You're having more and more restriction on speech. Now Facebook is going to begin labeling state-controlled media. So some guy like, I don't know, Jesse Ventura or Larry King or Jimmy Dore when he sits in for Ventura or some of these other shows who are on RT, somebody like Lee Camp, they're state-controlled media. Yes, Lee Camp is a Russian agent. Get the F out of here. But you see what this is. It's an extension of government. So again, get the questions in because we're going to get there. Get all the comments and questions. And remember, we'll use the fundraiser. We'll check it out, every 10 or so minutes. In fact, I'll put that in the live chat right now as a super chat mechanism. But here it is, the coup de grace. Canseco goes wild. Okay? So let's just start it off. The volcano erupted. Our political system is a total failure. Our criminal justice system has always been a total failure. I agree there. In the upper echelons, the criminal justice system has always been a total failure, and it has always protected a predator class of individuals. Many of them in a rule by bloodline type of situation. That's whether it be hiding behind their wealth, or their wealth based in religion, or, essentially their namesake, right? That's a real thing. Racism in our country has to be destroyed by military force. What? See, that's where me and Canseco are going to differ. Sorry, Jose. No. I don't know how you solve racism with tanks. All right? Racism, unfortunately, is a systemic evil based in prejudice that is multicultural, multifaceted, and throughout the globe. And it's unfortunate, and it does exist. But for the most part, I think in this country, racism has declined and continues to decline. All right, so here we go. There is no turning back now. All minorities need to get together and fight for equality. I think that, again, we're holding more and more people accountable. America needs a cleansing. Whoa, Jose. Whoa, whoa. And thumbs this video up, by the way. Subscribe and share if you're new to the Burmist Brigade. If you elect me president, I will fix our country. First member of the 40-40 Club, folks. Bash brother. What we need is a completely different vision. Me for president. There is no way I could fuck this country up more than it already is. Well, how about that, Mr. Canseco? Well, how about it? I would systematically eliminate racism if I were president. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you know what's in people's hearts. I mean, again, if you think that you're going to systematically get rid of racism, I think that you're just going to have the real racists, the true hate mongers, just become more and more chameleon-like the people at the top truly have. Like somebody like Bill Gates. I mean, you know, he's kind of a racist, but you know, he's just really more of like it's like a caste system. He doesn't really care your race. He just wants to make sure that he's in control of the masses and sits atop. That's a bit, but eugenics is born out of racism. That's a real thing. Let's see. Aliens need to come and systematically correct our system. I wonder if he's talking about, actual space aliens. That's a slogan to run, Jose. You can't be afraid to die if you are already dead. No, you can't, Jose. Thumbs this up, guys. The time is right. We must unite. We have to fight. I mean, it looks like he's about to drop a rap album there. Canseco for president. I will completely revamp the system. Can you imagine Jose Canseco as the president of the United States? My goodness. Once I am president, I will create an army of robots that will cleanse this world of all its corruption. Good officers to turn over the corrupt officers and bring them to justice. And then he shows this 75-year-old man. We're not going to show it. I mean, listen, it sucks. They shouldn't have put their hands on him at all, and then they just kind of let him bleed out from his head. Apparently he's okay. Cuomo played this at his press conference today. I mean, it's almost not about COVID at all anymore. It's all about these riots. And at the very end, it seems like they asked Cuomo whether schools were going to come back and in what capacity, et cetera. And he said he's going to say something by Sunday, but we'll see what happens there. And he's talking about the 75-year-old man in critical condition. We need to replace the corrupt police and military with robotic police and military. Wow, who's been warning you about that? And there it is, RoboCop. And more this idea is actually going to be pushed. They're going to say, well, the robots, they would never hurt us because we'll program them not to. Great idea. I mean, Canseco, you're hitting grand slams here, buddy. Who wants to finance my run for office? I am ready. All we need is $1 for everyone in this country who wants to change to finance my running for president. Politics need to be downsized by 70%. Racism and double standards needs to be completely abolished and destroyed. Again, hard to do. There it is. Guys, Canseco 2020. Canseco 2020. Speak your mind and carry a big stick. It's actually walk softly and carry a big stick. A Teddy Roosevelt comment. Never been a big fan of Chelsea Handler here. But guys, we're getting it right there, all the way up. And I guess that on Monday at noon at his Instagram, he'll be talking about running for president. So get ready for Canseco 2020. All right. Get your questions and comments in. And remember, we'll check this right now, see if we got anything not yet. But if we do, we'll go there. We'll skip the line as you will. Let's see. Wing. Yes, I corrected that. Whoa, all the way up top. There we go. Homemade vegan pizza. Yeesh, eat vegan pizza. I'm into the real deal. Eat a vegan hippie. They are grass-fed. Well then. Who is Canseco? I think we've established that. Why do billionaires have big wings? They're big wins. What's happening to Burmist Brigade? How you doing these days, JB? I'm doing okay. Again, I'm frustrated that it's such a process with everything in this state. I'm still upset about my dog, but I'm doing okay. I mean, I don't know. It seems like more and more people are out and about and are ready to break free on top of what's going on in the country. But that's a total bummer, huh? Riots throughout the country. It's a wild time. Just like what is next? I guess it's really just like a time of uncertainty. Hey, Gritch. Let's see. Throw me a slice. Again, Trump would good luck. Again, Trump, good luck with that. I don't know what that means. Let's see. Hey, guys. What up, JB? Hey there, Burns Brigade. Hope everyone's doing well. Yes, sir. The Oakland Athletics, Jay. The A's, yes. The brain. Baseball player who told about steroids in baseball. Yes, he did. Hey there, Gritch. If you ever have a chance to talk to him, he is not an idiot. Canseco isn't an idiot. He's funny, actually. And, I forget which doc. It might be like the Juice 30 for 30 or whatever, but there's an ESPN 30 for 30 on Canseco. You should go check it out. Hey guys, evening. Hey there, Scott. Hey TJ, Brain. I want some too. A lot of people want this vegan Johnny Nonsense. Pretty good, dude. Gritch, Bash Bros. Hey Kelly Lee. Hey everybody. Hey, everybody's being festive. Remember when a fly ball bounced off his head and then it became a home run? Yep. Barely flinched, really. Telford says yes. We all just come here to say hey to each other while Jason does his thing. Ricky Henderson was on that team too. Yes, he was. Dave Henderson also on that team. And Dave and Ricky were not related, by the way. Carney Lansford over at third base on that team. A lot of really good players on the 80s Oakland Athletics. We love you, JB. LOL, true. The Bash Brothers. The media gave us a yeast infection. Interesting. Buffering. They hate it when he says that. Who else is starting to conclude that this year and all the events are a giant orchestrated charade? I do. We are under attack from within, beyond within. You can't get Black and Blue Avery's doc on Amazon anymore either. Yeah, the deal's done, but actually, so Dylan did a premiere on Facebook Live. So if you go to Facebook and you find Dylan Avery's page, after he gives like a Q&A, the whole documentary is available on Facebook Watch. So you can go watch that right now. I haven't watched it yet. I need to. On a positive note, I've been wearing a pistol so much lately, I forgot I was wearing one until I sat down. Well, hey now. How about that, Mr. Telford? The riots are about overturning elections and making people submit to leftist ideology. George Floyd is just the excuse. I think it's beyond that. Again, it's not really a left or right issue. It's an authoritarian issue. And yes, they want to outwardly rig elections. They want to outwardly control us with robot police, with Spot the DARPA robot like over in Singapore and beyond. They like the idea of automated police kiosks over in Denmark. It'll all solve the problem. And, they want authoritarianism. That's what it is. It's beyond, left and right to me. Speaking of Gates, today on Seattle Radio, they were saying how silly we are for thinking he's a villain. I know, everybody's silly. 29-year-old extremely active sportsman and builder 5 weeks later still gets short of breath, can't even walk a few blocks, was so ill he thought he was going to die. Check 60 Minutes Australia. Yeah, it hit some of these people hard. Exactly. There's the GoFundMe. He is, Brian. So we've got BLM mixed with anti-quarantine, mixed with 2A, mixed with anarchists and rioters and looters. Oh, and the state. Sounds like a brew for violence. It's madness is what it is. Mandarin, using individual examples to justify a position, is lacking. America's most diverse nation, literally not racist. Bowel movement, interesting. Who funds the people who come from out of the states, province to protest in other cities? Exactly. Well, again, we've already played that video of the one person who seems to be paying other people to basically destroy things. America is the least racist nation. More opportunity or anyone here than anywhere else. Heard that before. Pro wrestling and politics. Cleansing. Old Canseco. Everyone is prejudiced to a degree. The ism thing sort of sounds like a mental disorder. Absolutely, eugenics is racism. Racism is nearly as big a problem here in North America as classism. Correct, Gritch. Let's all dance around the OG racists. Cringe protests. Not a bad idea. My gardener is from Honduras. He can fix anything. Very true, Gritch. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. We're almost at the bottom already. Let's see. Yikes. Whoop. Guess not. That's a big jump, huh? There we go. So let's see. It will all be about COVID very soon, and the protests will be used as an excuse. They're setting up COVID camps across the country. Kelly Lee, only if debates in that shirt and carries a bat. Mass sheep will also believe we went to the moon. You know what? When I reviewed today's third part of the investigation, Discovery, Epstein, who killed Jeffrey Epstein, the suicide or murder, the one guy who said that Epstein definitely killed himself, the person who he was in prison with, also said those people don't believe that the moon landing happened. Food for thought. But I would encourage you to check out my review and then go check out that series because it was actually pretty well done. Mass sheep will also believe, oh, there it is. He had me when he brought up aliens. And who will manufacture said public safety robots? Exactly. Yo, Jason, globe or flat? Globe. Hey, I'd like to point something out. Living in San Antonio, Texas, racism has worked in reverse. Frequently, I'm the only white person in the room seeking community resources, etc. They hate me. On a positive note, I had a burger and a beer in a bar last night. I'm so jealous of you, Brian. My God. I can't wait to have a burger and a beer in a bar. A burger and a beer in a bar? A burger, a beer, and a bar. It sounds so simple. Any opinions on that police squad quitting? The one with the two officers who pushes the old man? I mean, it doesn't look good when you get caught pushing an old man. He cracks his skull open. What state you going to check out? I'm hoping to do Missouri, possibly Ohio, Wisconsin, South Dakota, and North Dakota. We'll see what happens. You know, again, I got to get everything in order there. I'd like to leave by the 15th, but again, I don't even know if I'm gonna have my plates by then. So it's such a clusterfuckins. Apparently, it was in solidarity with the two that got suspended. I think it's a weird spin. Who knows their consensus motive? I had to leave the liquor store today because I wouldn't pull my mask over my nose. I'm over this shiz. I hear you, Riley. I hear you. Killer hornets are off. Looks like they're going with traditional locusts. The murder hornets were just too much, weren't they? Yeah, I miss Karma too. I miss her a lot. It's 2. Thanks, TJ. Hispanics look at me in anger as the white person who dares to take their resources. I have nothing against them. They don't like me, however. I mean, the idea that no racism exists outside of white people is also pretty laughable. The very word racism is a Trotskyist subversive trap in ethnically homogeneous and peaceful nations. It is pretty much a non-existing thing. How about the call to defund the police? Yeah, that's just nuts. Screw that. This is America. Defund the cops. I know. Whoop. Let's see what we got there. Let's see what we got. Thumbs this video up, subscribe, and share, guys, if you are new. We might wrap this one up quick. You know what? Have you checked out brand new tube, JB? No, I have not. I don't know what that is. Thanks for letting me know about where to watch Avery's doc on Facebook. You got it, Gritch. I would rather work to reform police than have gangs run my area. Jason likes me. He really likes me. Thank God it's Friday. It doesn't. All the days blend. You can say whatever you want on brand new tube. No censoring. It's a new free speech platform. Telford wasn't even hungry. Just went to Facebook to check out the doc, Black and Blue, Avery's page, and he has taken it off 7 hours ago. Says big things coming. Darn, can't wait. Darn. Sorry. Huh. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to take off, guys. So listen, again, we got the GoFundMe if you want to support me. $5, $10, $15. It means the world to me. We're also over on Rockfin. Remember, I'm a documentary filmmaker. Loose Change Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, and New World Order, Define and Shade the Motion Picture are all available free right here. Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. Join the Burmese Brigade. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the flip.